The Shang Dynasty was located in ancient China from 1523 to 1028 BC. It was in the northeast region of China and right under the Yellow River Valley. In this region of China, they had water from the Yellow River and good fertile soil, which helped them thrive as a civilization. This area is often called the birthplace of Chinese civilization. This had a natural border that protected this area, making it even better for civilization. In this area, archaeologists have found remains of workshops, palaces, and tombs of kings and nobles. The Shang Dynasty was known for their use of jade, bronze, horse-drawn chariots, ancestor worship, highly organized armies, and human sacrifices. Cities were protected by walls. In these walls lived the rulers, priests, and warriors, while merchants and craftsmen lived in mud houses outside the walls, and farmers lived in nearby villages. In the Shang civilization, for both rich and the poor, the family was most important. The oldest male was the head of the family. If one member of the family did something wrong, the entire family was in disgrace. Women's roles was to be gentle, calm, respectful, and to obey their husband. In ancient China, home and family was so important that they were nearly sacred. Shang's kings and nobles believed when a man died, his spirits would live on in the afterworld. They believed ancestors could help them make wise decisions or punish them. So to keep them happy, they had celebrations to honor them. To communicate with ancestors, they used oracle bones, most of the time animal bones or turtle shells. The king would ask a question, the priest would carve it into the bone, then the priest would use a hot bronze pin and create a pattern of cracks. The priest would study the randomized cracks and find the answer for the king. Shang's rich kings lived in large homes and palaces made of mud and wood, and decorated their houses with plenty of bronze items. They loved to hunt with their bronze weapons that all had unique designs. Nobles wore elaborate gowns of silk and lived in large brick homes with tiled roofs. They were excessively decorated and furnished, while the farmers were like the peasants who lived in nearby villages. Farmers' houses were very simple. In the summer, they lived in bamboo-branched houses near their fields, while in the winter they lived in their permanent houses in the villages. Winter homes were drafty and one-room houses with thatched or tiled roofs, dirt floors, and no furniture. The walls were made of mud. Originally, it was a tribe in the lower regions of the Yellow River during the Ya Dynasty. Shang was established by King Tang, overthrowing the tyrannical rule of Jia. The dynasty lasted over 600 years with 30 different emperors. Shang people believed their gods were the gods of nature, the river god, the rain god, and the earth god. They believed in many gods, but the most powerful god was the sky god, Teen, the king of gods. To the peasants, Teen was more powerful and brilliant than any other earthbound king. The Shang dynasty had a major contribution to Chinese culture and the system of writing. The Chinese system of writing has tens of thousands of characters and is very, very difficult to learn. This resulted in early Chinese civilization, for very few ever learned to read and write in ancient Chinese society. The ancient Chinese system of writing used pictographs, or drawings of objects, and ideographs, which are drawings that expressed a thought or an idea. Examples of these types of writing can be found on oracle bones. Oracle bones are the oldest example of Chinese writing. The Shang dynasty existed during China's Bronze Age. At that time, bronze represented power, wealth, and luxury. By looking at the way bronze was used by Shang, it is clear that only those with any degree of power in the kingdom had access to use bronze objects. Shang's bronze falls into two categories. Weapons or ceremonial vessels for food and wine. Bronze was not used for common tools such as hammers or hoes. The Shang people were smart enough to perfect the technique known as piece molding cast, a complicated process that involved creating the mold out of clay, carving a design into it, pouring molten bronze into the mold, cracking the mold away, and adding handles as a final step. Shang rulers attached great importance to agriculture. Fishing began to grow as an industry as the people fished in the fresh waters. In the handicraft industry, the work was subtly allotted to many different workers, and crafts were made in large quantities and varieties, showcasing the different techniques used during this time. The bronze wares in particular reached a high level of artistry that signified the Shang's advanced civilization. Porcelain wares were also invented during this time. The jade carving techniques were of the highest quality, and the woven silk fabrics displayed the great skill and capabilities of the artisans. With the growth of agriculture and the handicraft industries, the commodity exchange was promoted, and the role of commodity exchange dealer began to appear in the late Shang. If it was not for the last emperor of the Shang dynasty, Zhou, The Shang Dynasty could have lasted a lot longer. It was taken over by the tribe of